Okay. Um, this is about CEO performance strategies. Um, Pretty boring, isn't it? But what I'm going to talk about is about modeling in the hope that I can sort of bring it to life in some way. Um, and I'm also going to talk about academic grades. And why I'm going to talk about academic grades is because it's something that comes directly from my experience and modeling, and it's measurable. And we like these things to be measurable. We like to know whether they've made a difference. So, back in 1995, I went to do an MBA, and it was quite late in my life. I was in my 40s. So, I was aware that I had an academic track record that wasn't distinctive. It was average. Now, when I was younger, of course, I had a very distinctive record in sport, at football. This was very distinctive, but my academic work didn't match. And what they used to say at school, I remember, this was a boys' grammar school in Leeds, and they would say, you can't be good at football and academics. And this was a kind of general meme that would go around, whether did you believe it or not, but it had an effect on me, because I thought, okay, well, I can't be good at football and academics. However, when I went back, I went to Ashridge Business School, and I remember speaking to one. I wanted to shift my grade average up, and I thought, wouldn't it be interesting? What does it take to get a distinction instead of the grades that I was getting? So I went rather humbly to one of the tutors, and I said, look, this is my situation, and I'd quite like to see how I might shift my grades in the direction of a distinction. I wasn't kind of, too sort of full on about it. Anyway, this tutor, I remember saying to me, if you haven't done it now, you're never going to do it. If you haven't done it now, words to this effect, you're never going to do it. I was staggered. I thought, right, okay, welcome to Ashridge. I'm sure it was a one-off. I'm sure he probably didn't mean it, but it's not a very nice thing to say. And I knew from my experience with NLP modeling that it was possible to shift things, to shift performance from average to distinctive. And so I was trained in NLP modeling, so I took it into the MBA. Now, this is what I did without going into too much detail. I found 3 people who were natural scholarship students. I talked to them, I followed them, I sat with them, and I elicited a strategy for obtaining a distinction. And then I applied it to my work. Now, during the MBA year, we had 12 assignments. We had a 100-day consulting project, which was a real kind of real-time thing, and we had exams. So there were plenty of opportunity for me to apply it to my work. When I first started off, I was getting B grades. Applying the strategy, I started to get A grades, and I even achieved, I think it was 1 outright distinction. So this completely shifted my self-perception. I was no longer the person that could be good at sport and also do some academics. I was distinctive at sport, and during this year, at times I was distinctive with my academic grades. At the end of the year, I had an average A for all of my distinctions. I had an average A for my project. Now, I messed it up with the exams, and of course I got a B because I didn't apply the strategy. I realized too late. Okay, and this is how we learn. I realized too late. But then I took this strategy. Was this part and parcel of the NLP thing? Is that what you do is in order to demonstrate that you've got the strategy, you do it on yourself, and then you do it with somebody else. You pass the strategy on. This is the bit that might be of interest to you in organizations. So my stepdaughter happened to be doing her final year of her degree at Sussex University. She was tracking for a 2-2, I knew from my life experience that a 2-2 was not going to open the doors that she wanted opening. So we set about taking her through this distinction strategy. When I say we, I mean myself and her mother. We took her through this distinction strategy, and she shifted her grade average right throughout the year, right at the very last minute, to qualify for a 2-1. This was a big deal as far as I was concerned, and it also demonstrated that the strategy worked. So, if you're wondering whether you want to change your self-perception, if you're wondering whether there are areas of your business that might perform better, then this particular modeling strategy is for you. It's not widely used. I don't know why it's not widely used, but things that take a bit of research are normally not widely used because they're not plug and play. This is not plug and play to begin with, but it is once you know the strategy. And this has been about CEO performance strategies. If you find it useful, get in touch.